Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Port Royal's Budget Workshop number 2. We do this every year, a couple budget workshops before we get into when we have to have it passed. Last week, we had Budget Workshop 1, of course, went over the police department, fire department. Tonight, we've got legislative, executive, court system, and the public works department. Just kind of start it off and hand it over to staff.
All right, we'll have it up on your screens, but you also have a series of placemats in front of you. You can look at these and laminate and take home later. The first one is the legislative budget. Obviously, that pertains to y'all. And if you'll note at the back of the stapled handout, and I'll scroll down to it to get there, there's a breakdown of those discretionary line items that you guys handle. In particular, projects and contributions, special contracts, and then we've broken out, Chris has created another area for consideration, which is rental unit expenditures.
It's the last page, man.
Or near to it.
The third from last.
Third from last. Okay, I'm with you.
So,
Thank you, Joe.
and I've got it pulled up here. I wish I didn't have all these stupid things here. I'm not how to shrink this stuff. But anyways. So, but just real quickly, obviously this incorporates a 3% cost of living adjustment. You'll note that there is a decent increase in the insurance line item. There's a 12% increase from tort liability. And Chris is anticipating an increase in coverage from $600,000 to $1 million. I think we thought that was maybe being driven by a legislature. It hasn't passed, but we know how quickly things move through the state legislature, so we'll wait and see if that gets done. And if you'll switch to that tab, which I just mentioned, I guess that's really where we need to have some discussion points. Last week you had a presentation from LRTA. And right now, under the requested tab is the $113,000 for Palmetto Breeze. But the others that you see there are fairly typical. Obviously, we did not fund BCEDC last year, so we need to give that some thought. We've made contributions in the amount of $40,000 to the Historic Port Royal Foundation. We have our Military Enhancement Committee, $15,000 through the Chamber of Commerce. We make a small contribution to the Friends of Port Royal Cypress Wetlands. There's a contribution to the Coastal Cyber Center. Beaufort Housing Trust is mentioned. And then basically, you do have some discretion that's built in when things come up throughout the fiscal year that council may want to fund. And then what you've got is an estimates on the costs associated with the rental units, 1800 Paris, 828A Paris, and 832A Paris, as well as some anticipated costs associated with the utilities. So that's kind of where we stand with those particular line items. So I guess we can open it up discussion on projects and contributions. You have the first request of $113,000 for LRTA.
That's like 3 times what we paid.
Yeah, and
I have no problem with that.
I
Do it.
I have an issue with that.
And I thought you made a great point with that the majority of their funding comes from county council, correct? So every single citizen that lives in the town of Port Royal pays that, right? So again, I think that was kind of one of our issues with the Economic Development Corporation as well, too. It was that the majority of their funding comes from county council, which is great, but we say that all the time. Citizen, if you live in the town of Port Royal, you also live in Beaufort County, you also live in the state of South Carolina, and you pay taxes to all of them. So sometimes it's tough for me to have, I mean, what the benefit for the double dipping, if you will, I guess, so.
And let me preface this. Right now, we're at about a deficit of about 300,000 plus in balancing this budget prior to completing all of our additional line items for some of the budgets. So we will have to contemplate some of these. We'll revisit a couple of things. We'll revisit the revenue line items as we move through the end of the fiscal year. And the second is obviously, well, there's three things. The second thing is obviously the missing revenue due to the property tax exemption, which is magically about the amount of money it would take to balance this budget. And the third thing is we dismantle the TIF that we had in place. Obviously, we've been holding on to the money in a special fund that now will have to be returned to both Beaufort County and the town. We've already been distributing the dollars back to the school district. But Chris, I think we're probably at around 600,000 is what we, the town would take from that TIF fund. I just kind of roughly added up the tabs for each of the years.
And that has to come back to us, right? That's
That
not-
has to go
that's
back.
not you- That's not us doing anything, I mean, that's.
No,
Yeah, that's gotta happen.
right.
And-
So,
And revenues were up how much for the year? I think it's like 800,000.
well, we ran about an $800,000 surplus this last fiscal year. I don't know how we're tracking trending because we're behind on property taxes, so that's an issue.
Yeah.
We do have some growth in property taxes. That's why, Chris calculated the millage the way he did. That was the number that came from the county. This is up on the screen for you. It's 72 mills at 76, if you recall last year. Our value is about 78 and some change. This accounts for the reduction in our total assessed value due to the property tax exemptions, and then adds whatever additional growth we had in the tax base. So we netted out a negative 2,000 plus bucks per mill. So if we hadn't had the property tax exemptions and we had realized the growth, a plus and a plus, our mill would more than likely be worth over $80,000+ this year. So we wouldn't have to be making some tough decisions.
I chuckled when you said earlier that how fast things move through the State House.
That was sarcasm?
I was like,
Picked up on that.
all right, buddy,
Yeah.
let's do it.
So.
That's extremely disappointing.
So this is the reality of what that exemption has done to us.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because you've been here
A long time.
longer than all of us. Have you ever seen a deficit like that before?
Yes, a lot of them. Several
Okay.
years, you go through the budget process, everybody has a wish list. We include those things into the wish list, and then we have to refine the budget, depending upon what the mission of the council is. If it's to hold the line on the millage rate, if it's to reduce the millage rate, then we will give you a budget that does those things. And we just have to make cuts where they have to be made.
Okay. Well, I mean, again, just talking about the biggest one here in the contributions is that Palmetto Breeze, and that's kind of my thoughts on it. Is there any way, if we have a conversation with them about, is it all or nothing? Is it, but again,
My take is on that also, and as you alluded to earlier, the residents of Port Royal is already paying county taxes. The county's already provided funding for this. I asked the question last week, what is the estimated ridership from the town of Port Royal? They did not have that. Now, I would be more amenable to supporting those residents of Port Royal that takes advantage of the services, but not carry the load for others that are not residents of Port Royal, because as you said, they're being double taxed. So as a good faith measure, those people that are in Port Royal that's taking advantage of that service, I'm amenable to some type of contribution. But outside of that, I think this is, I understand that they have to operate also, but we have to operate as well.
Traditionally, we're in that $32,000 range.
Even that's a new one. I mean, Chris, we've only been, we paid it this past year as part of some sort of agreement we had with LoCog. So that was a new one.
Yeah, that's for another 80 grand on top of that, man. That's a lot to stomach. I don't see how we could do that.
Does our deficit account for that requested amount, or is that separate
No.
from the deficit?
No, that's separate.
So we are starting already net 300 plus under, and
Right.
then they're asking for
And that's
now.
because of our situation that we're in, and we're, sometimes we have to make those tough calls as we did last year when we chose to pull away from that economic thing. you know.
EDC.
Exactly, and so sometimes, we have a responsibility to be good stewards of that little in which we've been entrusted to by our constituents, and ensure that we maintain the support that our first responders need, is mandated, actually, and also that we take care of our staff also so that we can keep and retain good staff.
How many other contributions are we tied to through this agreement that we made with LoCog for them?
I'd have to go
Is
through
that-
it, but it's certainly not 113,000.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
It could, yeah.
Yeah. I'm on. I have the same sentiments as the team, Ben, and again, you're breaking it down, and there's confidence that we'll look this deficit in the eye and we're gonna get through it, and I appreciate that, but I don't see, that's 4 times what we've contributed historically, and that's only been in the last year, 2
Yeah,
years.
and it's not that we don't appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think maybe a letter of support from us, to county council suggesting that they consider,
Or our normal contribution amount, and then a letter of support and requesting the match from Beaufort County Council to complete that. Right, so if we're doing 30,000, requesting from them 90,000 to give Low Country Transit Authority what they're asking for. I mean, we gotta get creative with it, and I do, again, I really do appreciate what they're doing, and them coming and Councilman Owens said it right, we asked them for a little bit of data about our people and what it is that we're contributing to that pie, because our tax base and our generation of taxes is way less than the surrounding municipalities.
Yeah.
Right, they're bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars, we're not doing that.
And it's not complicated, I ran the transportation department for 2 counties, and we were able to tell exactly what our ridership was on each bus.
Yep.
And they have it published as to where the stops are. So if you have it published as to where your stops are, then there should be some data as to how many people on average gets on at that stop.
so I assume we're probably not including that.
I would say that's probably.
I think that's a consensus.
So,
Not to that degree, right? I think if we have an agreement
right,
already somewhere else.
we can go back and
Yes,
look at
please.
it with
Adjust.
Yep.
HPRF, obviously, we're addressing the rent and utilities, and we are going to donate, or there's a dollar amount we were attaching to helping with construction. We circulated that.
Right.
I think we're obligated to that after we've.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like we said, the tax dollars that we're responsible for are from Port Royal residents. And so
Right.
Port Royal projects, Port Royal initiatives, Port Royal, yeah, so.
Port Royal related.
Mhm.
I think we're committed to that. We can.
Yep.
And well, as far as housing goes, we can say we've contributing about $500,000 now annually
Yes.
in affordable housing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Can we
we
write
did
that
our
off
share,
somewhere?
300,000 in one spot.
I would almost argue for Beaufort Jasper Housing Trust today, and then they would say, well, they're not on our accredited low-income or, affordable housing accredited vendors, because it's not on their website still.
Yeah.
The Preserve still does not exist as an or an accredited low-income affordable housing.
Yeah, well, all parties have been made aware. So,
Now, I know that we're doing it, and yes.
so.
They can figure it out.
So I think the others are pretty straightforward. The rental units and utilities, that's pretty straightforward. Your special contracts are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So those are things we've got to work and get through.
Okay. And when you, so we know the process, when you have encountered a deficit before, what do you usually do? What's the,
I'm looking at every
The
single
process you
line
do.
item in every single departmental budget
Mm-hmm.
and really drilling down into their actual expenditures, their requests, and what we can make work.
Didn't,
Every single line item.
didn't we do that
pretty thorough.
before you did it, and then we re-looked at it mid-year?
No, what we'll do, but before the next
Because-
meeting, you will have a balanced budget in your hand
Right.
based upon the input you guys provide me this evening.
We have to about what
Yes.
you want.
Yeah.
and as you go, I mean, I guess it's gonna be to, like you said, trim as much as you can, and then, as we've talked about, doing some sort of, just for this year, some sort of draw.
It will be, and I'll have to rely on Chris a little with this, because it is property tax revenue that's coming from that retiring or closed-out TIF. I assume it would go into that property tax revenue line item.
Okay.
We may designate it, maybe some sort of operating transfer for property taxes, that shows that we use that money to balance the budget.
Okay. So with that,
We've got, right now, if you just said, use all of that to balance the budget, we absolutely could do it.
well,
But
Chris is not looking too happy right there about that.
the problem that you've got is, we don't know. We are understanding potentially that there might be exemption legislation
Yeah.
next session. We don't know if it will
Pass.
get rid of the grandfathering.
Right.
We don't know what it really will say. So we may have to do this again next year,
yeah.
depending upon the growth we see
Mm-hmm.
and all of our revenue funds.
No, I mean, I see things are being built. I mean, I'm sure we'll see growth.
And it's
in
not,
business
What we see
lines.
is
it's not
just
all
you get that
multifamily
delay.
that's being
Yep.
growth.
Depending on when something
When
gets
it comes in,
CO'd, you
yeah.
might not see tax revenue for 2 years.
Well, and I'm hopeful that, I know we're gonna talk about it later tonight, but that we can find some other mechanisms to,
Recoup some of that money?
yes, recoup some of that lost property
Have to
tax.
start
Yeah.
charging for street music.
Can't be doing that. That ain't gonna
It
work.
might be cheaper to pay for music lessons for all of
Make
you
sure
guys.
you heard Kim say that.
Hey,
All the people that
Ben,
come
the
through.
MEC support 15 grand, is that like a base fee that we pay for a certain membership level at the chamber? Or is that specifically, we pay 15 grand to be a part of the MEC?
I think that we've been helping underwrite some of the studies and different things that they've pulled together. And it's just our participation as a contributing agency, so it's pretty standard.
Okay.
A quick question also on public works. It's not a lot, but just on the clarification, the $20,000, is that the standard operating cost of maintaining that shed or some additional work that needs to be done?
You, Public Works,
Yeah, 20,000.
well, we can eliminate
It's not
that real quick by
significant, but I'm
selling
just
it.
saying, it comes out to a little under, well, $17.50 a month or something, and which is reasonable to operate it, but what is specifically that 20,000 for? Because I know we put a new roof on it this year.
Give me 1 second.
Again, it's a small amount, but still, I'm just curious as to what it's for.
What are you at, under Public Works?
Public Works,
What line item?
20,000.
20.
20,000, that's the vehicle gas or vehicle maintenance repairs? I'm not
The
sure what
shed.
you're seeing.
The shed, it says the shed, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the back building.
Yeah, that's the back building.
That's that open building in the back?
The back building where Sean and Chamber.
Oh, that shed,
building
okay.
safety.
Public Works, see, I'm
Building
thinking Public
safety,
Works,
yeah.
that's over
Their
on
shed.
Wardell, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one. Okay, so the back building where, okay, here, across the street, okay. Okay. That's for maintaining that.
Well, we had that earmark in place. We were gonna have some utility work done separation of the utilities,
Okay.
which still
Oh,
hasn't
sorry
been done.
about
We
that, guys.
delayed that decision because we were thinking about
Right.
getting rid of that building.
Yeah, I know we had a conversation about it, yeah.
And where do we get where do our folks get their gas?
We go to the city of Beaufort's gas pumps behind the fire department. We get, it's the best price around.
Oh, sure.
We're gonna be able to hold those prices at least through this year?
Where are we at right now on pricing? Do we know?
Because that's gonna potentially be an issue. That's something we're looking at work. We're guaranteed at work to hold our prices through the end of '26. After that, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be an issue. Because it's not coming down, there's no relief in sight.
Must be start drilling ourselves.
Drill, baby, drill.
So, all right, so I just want to circle it back. So as far as the legislative goes, refine it down based upon the input we got tonight on contributions and then come back with the budget for you guys.
Yes.
All
And,
Yeah.
as you stated, what's that rough number of TIF money?
600,000.
It's about 600.
Okay.
Hold on, I can pull it up.
So, and I'm okay with, and whatever council wants to do. However, I mean, we've talked about using a draw before when we first took this hit, when this first came up. I think that was before we knew about this TIF money that would be there. So, however you think is the best to
Yeah.
tap into those two. If you'd rather,
Yes, because years 19 through 22 is 174,000. 23, 24 is 188. 25, 102. 26, 102.
if you would rather use less of this and use more reserve, or use more reserve and use less of this, whatever.
I mean, this
whatever
is
you're
property
comfortable
tax revenue, so I think we should go there.
with. Go there first, okay.
You know, fund balance would be nice to keep.
Cool.
What is our percentage of our fund balance?
Oh, we're what, 40?
So significant.
40 plus? Yeah, we're way above where,
Not that we want to ever, go in there, but we had
Oh,
that
yeah.
contingency.
well, it's a rainy day fund, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
The exemption, in my opinion, is.
Because typically,
It's
an
rainy.
average fund balance should be what, between 10, 15%?
I think you really want to be about 25 or 30.
Yeah, it's never going to put unexpected. So we're comfortable in that area, but see, not
Yes.
just to say, okay, folks, we got this big pot that we're sitting on, so forth.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, there's so much uncertainty right now.
You never know.
Right.
15 apartment complexes get, I mean, but I said, we're going to.
I know that we have two or
Yeah,
three that are-
exactly, yeah.
have applied.
Yeah.
I don't know if DOR is going to process those applications.
But we're going to work on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to find a solution, a local solution to that problem.
Yes.
I'm confident of that, so.
We
We're
can do
discussing
it.
that later.
We can do it.
Yeah, so.
With projects and contributions, Van, and also the council will indulge that for a second, if we could explore a route to make a contribution, an annual contribution for Operation Patriots Fob. Seeing a lot of our firefighters and police officers there this weekend was pretty awesome. Had the privilege of sitting at admissions and meeting everybody, and watching them come through and just kind of being not on the beat and just beating to the beat of a drum was pretty cool to watch them kind of interact. And this, the more that I'm engaged with them, I mean, this thing is a community-oriented process that they have. It's not even an organization anymore. It's become a systematic process that the community goes through every year, every day. And I think it'd be pretty awesome for us to be a part of that with them, because right now they get a lot of their funding from Ridgeland, Jasper County, is why we started doing some things out here, the veteran yoga and all that in my office, to bring more awareness here. And again, if you guys will indulge that this year at a certain point, and like Van doesn't have anywhere else to find money, but if we could entertain that at a certain point, and you could kind of see how we fit there, Van, based on, how the council feels about that, I think it'd be wonderful.
I think that's a good idea.
What does that look, I mean,
Make a contribution to.
Was that?
like, what are they looking for?
Oh, I imagine, so Jasper does, they do way more than I'm willing to say.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe a 5K would be
Okay.
pretty generous.
Yeah.
you know, and they're gonna start doing events out here. Like I said, they were bringing Light the Fire here for Memorial Day to a local business in Port Royal. And they're doing the stuff we're doing now in my office right down the street here. And then they do all the kind of give back nights at Egret and Iron and Beaufort. And they're coming more north of the Broad. Participated with Beaufort Charities this year at the concert. Had a ton of support there. So I think if we could find that in our budget, I think that'd be awesome.
I
If we
think
could do
because-
5K or something.
I think with the military bases that we have here, I think it's important for the veterans and all for us to do
Well, we
that.
have
Yeah.
And
two
for
of
our
them in Port
police
Royal.
and fire
And
and
we-
everybody, because I mean,
And we do. I think we.
Port Royal.
I think we stand to kind of quadruple that, not in money, but I think it makes it a lot more attractive for our police department to have visibility in those groups that go out there for the recruiting efforts. For our fire department, who already does Skill Bridge and stuff, it gets more awareness out there to the community that there is an organization here that carries them through the day, and that the town and our entities are associated with them. So again, I think $5,000 it'll grow on us without us even knowing. So, but you're right, we got two bases here that we tend to and that host us generously. So,
yes.
And welcoming a new establishment in the next couple of years.
I think that,
Right
gonna
there
be fun.
is 58,000 in council discretion.
There you go, it's right there. Right. Council discretion. you got it.
Well, as previous year, we added a whole bunch of rents this past year, so we got to work all that in, so.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
All right.
I just don't want to see us have to, I don't want to go up on the mills, because we just went down last year. We definitely don't need to go up, but we also need to make sure that our employees are taken care of, so we don't train for them to leave. We've really got to consider that when you're looking at it, because if you look at the amount of employees, how many employees do we have today? Do y'all know? Chris?
Okay.
52.
Including y'all.
so 47.
And I believe when I started in 92, we had 39. So over the years, that's not bad.
No, it's amazing.
And been able to provide the services, and I want to continue to supply those services at the rate we're doing. So we're gonna
No, I
have to-
agree. So if I'm hearing staff correct, you know how to handle a deficit. We're taking a hit, but we've got some money coming in, and we're projected to grow. And we're not gonna raise the mill, and we'll be all right.
Yes.
And we'll be all right.
We're going to put one more gray hair in your head. Okay? Just, that's where it came from, and we'll own up to it.
Yeah.
Did you say you've had a bigger deficit than this?
Oh, we've been in much worse positions than this.
Okay.
We were in the red one time, remember that?
Yes.
Well, it
Brought
was,
ourselves out.
it still is, we're just rocking and rolling, and, this was only March when this bomb dropped on us, and it was just a gut punch, and you can see we're still dealing with it, but again, we've got a great staff here, we've got some excess funds from the TIF money, so I know we'll make it work, I know it's fine, but yeah, we're still just dealing with that, like I said, gut punch from 2 months ago. I think that's when your first letter you sent was back on like March 6th or 9th, so, yeah, here we are, literally 2 months, but I know we'll be good, we'll be all right, so, confident in you, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
I'm not biting my nails.
No, it's pretty wild how big that one apartment, like I said, was at 6% of our property tax budget, and it could be more, but again, I'm very confident we're gonna work. But legislative session ends tomorrow, and so I think at that point, we will kind of know where the dust settles, and we'll get started on a solution for the town of Port Royal. on a local
Yeah, literally, I
solution.
just did a quick calculation. If we'd seen the mill go to about 83,000 with that growth, this number is just about $6 million.
Yeah, look at that. Well, and like I said, we're projected to grow, so the mill will go back up.
Some new rooftops being built now.
Again,
too,
you're right, you
so-
never know when those come online. And, but again, I'm anxious for us to, once this session ends and we see, like I said, where the dust settles, where, what move Port Royal is going to make to kind of start handling that locally. So I think a lot of people are going to take note when they see how we move out of this, so.
Yep. Others will follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, next is what we
Executive.
basically call executive. That's obviously the administrative staff. 3% cost of living built into that at the moment. The big ones you see is the 12% lower tort liability, increasing in coverage. And if you go to the executive tab, which is a few sheets deep, you'll see communications and the special contracts, which are two of the pages with kind of what our contracts are for services. VC3, Brightspeed, Sparklight, T-Mobile, VC3, get under special contracts, obviously social media, GovTech, which is our financial software, LCOG, Civics Plus, GovPossible, obviously our payments to Burton, Costa Print Solutions, just all of your services that support administrative function. Pretty straightforward, not a whole lot of discretion honestly built into that. Interestingly, the appropriation last year was 1,518,000. Right now, we're looking at about 1,499,000. So that budget's actually going to go down a little bit. So, any questions on that one?
I saw your vehicle maintenance line, Van, the gas included here, one rogue, I didn't see the comma up front. I thought you're joshing about our golf cart, one
Oh,
road,
yeah,
one road golf cart.
One road golf cart. Definitely an off-road golf cart. Like y'all have to push it off the road, but that's my sense of humor, that's all I got.
We walked our last mile.
All right, any questions on that one?
Not I say.
All right, well, let's go to court. The way this thing sets up. Obviously, the only line item of significance there is special contracts, about $108,000. And that covers our public defender services and our bond court services with the city of Beaufort. And what we probably need to build into that, and I'll talk to the chief about it, is the allocation of the prosecution, and probably move that line item over to here for legal.
What's the $20,000 for court, for clothing and court costs?
Where are we at? I'm not sure why that's there.
No, it's at the bottom. So like the department is at the bottom. So if you see court, you look above court.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Not below.
Okay, I see now, so that was police, okay. Okay, I don't want to take that away from
That's
police.
a nice, that's a
I was like, dang, what kind
Okay,
of clothes we paying for
yeah, that's why,
this?
wait a minute here.
nice road.
Well, that's pretty, a small account then, okay.
Yeah,
That's pretty small, okay.
yeah, so the appropriation last year was
Okay,
$249,000, this fiscal year.
okay,
it'll be
chief, I'm not taking that
$252,000.
away from you.
So increase about $3,400 from last year.
I see now. Thank you, Chris, for pointing that out.
Yes.
Yeah, freaked me out a little bit on that one. Then, let's go to Public Works. If I can find it. That starts after fire.
Yeah. Start on 4 going up. 4 going up.
3% cost of living adjustment. We are contemplating some insurance increases, 50% comp and collision, about a 40% on auto liability increase. And then we are beefing the budget up a little bit on some travel and training, some CDL training for one of our employees. We still have contracts for landscaping as well as garbage services. But I don't think we're anticipating any sort of capital projects whatsoever. Maybe a lawnmower.
Okay.
That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good.
See, the big bump in this one is, looks like electricity, and it goes from about 1,469,045 to 1,507. It's about 38,000 in this particular budget. Any questions on that one?
No.
Good. No, the last one, which is not listed as being discussed, we can talk about it a little bit, is building safety. And we do anticipate the hiring of a building official this upcoming year. We've been working on the details and getting him here. We're pretty excited to allow us to save some dollars for contracted services for building inspection, so we'll be able to bring most of that back in-house. And just, let me go back, circle back to an executive a little bit. Obviously, we have our second planner who is leaving, but we did interview someone today to fill that position. I'm pretty confident, hopefully we'll get something worked out there.
Joey's leaving us?
Yes. But we have a very capable candidate who likes to wear orange that may be filling that role, so pretty excited.
Sounds good to me.
So there you go.
As long as it's the right arm.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
So,
Got paw print too? Okay, we're good.
so I guess we can take a break, or we can open up for more questions just about revenue or any particular budget or line item.
I just need to kind of look over this a little bit.
Yeah. I'm good. You, anything from council?
I'm good.
No, man, I'm good.
All right, there you go. Great job.
So I think what we'll
Yes,
do
good
is
job.
we'll cut where we can. We'll refine your projects and contributions line item. We'll evaluate what we need to transfer from the unexpended TIF funds and keep the millage at 72.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
There you go. There you have it.
Just don't want to cut it short.
Okay.
And we'll
Play
hold,
catch up.
obviously, one other budget workshop to discuss those details and any other thing we need to square up.
Okay.
Thanks for the work, Duke. I know we say it a lot, and it just, sometimes it just comes across, but again, we don't look at these numbers the way you do. You know, most days, we're protected from that, by the staff. And so when we see these numbers is why we're like, whoa. And, you know, again, duck
Yeah.
on water stuff, and that's that cannot not be,
Right.
you know, discussed here and said to the public on the work that you guys do to keep us afloat most mornings and just swimming, really, because, I mean, we're not against the current, I know that. There's a lot of confidence built into your process and, you know, the financial team and everybody, but, I mean, to keep us moving down the stream the way we do and to still have time to be around all of our people to do the events that we do for them, again, that, we cannot not thank you enough for that. Like, we have to acknowledge that, and to the team and all the time you guys take for that, so.
Yeah, and this wouldn't be difficult, honestly,
Yeah.
this year if we weren't dealing with this exemption issue.
Yeah.
I mean, there are years when I contemplate all of the requests made by the department heads, work it onto the budget, look at our anticipated revenue and go,
It'd still be in a surplus.
yeah, this is easy. We got it. This reminds me of budgets 12, 15 years ago with this, and then really having to refine the numbers to get us there. Now, thankfully, we do have that money that we can rely upon to help us through this fiscal year due to something that was beyond our ability to address. But we'll figure it out.
That next budget workshop, that'll be
The first,
June in front of the workshop?
yeah.
Okay. All right. That'll give you a
Awesome.
couple weeks.
Sure.
to Work on it. Okay, great.
5:30?
All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the budget workshop.
So move.
So, second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, budget workshop is adjourned. We'll be back at 6:30 for our council meeting.
I know.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Port Royal's May 13th, 2026 council meeting at 6:30. We're going to call the meeting to order here in the Yvonne C. Butler Council Chambers at 700 Paris Avenue. I think I speak for everybody when I say what a good-looking crowd we have here tonight. So thank you all for showing up and being here. We got a lot of great things on the agenda, packed house, and we really appreciate that. So up first, as always, we do have the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Owens, invocation, please.
Father, we thank you for this occasion. We thank you for those that are in attendance and those that are under the sound of our voice. We thank you for the agenda that has been outlined and that we shall carry out and execute it in the best judgment that is best for those to whom we serve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, up next, the approval of the minutes. We do have minutes from the council workshop of April 1st, 2026, minutes from the council meeting of April 8th, 2026. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the council workshop of April the 1st and the council meeting of April the 8th.
Second. Any subtractions, additions, issue with the
None.
minutes? All right. Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes, they're in the history books. Okay. Up next, we got quite a bit of presentations tonight, but we're excited about all of them. Up first, we do have the Mariner of the Month, something new that we're starting here. I'm going to let Councilman Guerrero kind of talk about it. He's been leading the charge on that. We're really excited about it, really, kind of connecting more with our local students and local educators, and we really think that's an important part. So I'll kind of turn it over to him, and then we've got some names and some people to recognize and honor. So, Councilman Guerrero.
Awesome, thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so a few months ago, the counseling staff at Port Royal Elementary School reached out to me and asked if there was some way that we could incorporate our efforts in recognizing our students for an important program they have going on at the school that I was not aware of. And we weren't either, but now we're excited to be a part of it. So they have a monthly Mariner of the Month is what it's called, and it's based on a character development kind of process that they have there. They give the kids a character trait to kind of exemplify throughout the month. They get observed for it, and then they get awarded or they get recognized as Mariner of the Month. One of the things as they move forward to become a district student of the month is they have whatever way they've been recognized before, and they kind of build a book for them, if you will. And one of the things that we're missing was recognition from their local elected body. And we missed it for so long, and so when Miss Ariel Young reached out, and her team did, and oh, man, we were so excited to do it. I presented it to the council, and they were ecstatic about it. And just me and Councilman Owens were out there talking about it now, and an opportunity that may present in the future that as we kind of develop it also, that will also incorporate all of our local schools in Port Royal and how we get them more engaged with civics in this building, in this room. So as we develop that plan, we hope that you guys will join us for that as families and students and schools to see these kids come through here. So yeah, as the mayor reads the names, if you're in the audience, the students, if you'll come up, Miss Young will give you your certificate, and then kind of hang out up here. We're going to take a group picture with you so we can kind of put you all over social media if your parents are okay with that, and really make a big deal about it, because it's a huge deal to us. And we have all this going on in our town, and that now we're able to do it in public for you. So, Mayor?
If I could see that really quick, though. I do want to. We've got about 10 that we're going to tonight, and so instead of reading it every time for their names, I am just going to read off their names. But I did want to read kind of what the Mariner of the Month says and what it embodies here. On the behalf of the mayor and the town council of the town of Port Royal, we proudly congratulate our Mariner being named the Mariner of the Month for month and year at Port Royal Elementary School. This honor reflects your strong character, leadership, and commitment to values that strengthen our school and community. We commend your achievements and encourage you to continue being a positive role model. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. And up first, and I apologize if I get anybody's names wrong, we've got Mrs. Katelea Simmons Brown. She was for August.
Is she here?
Okay, up next, Aiden Morris for the month of September. Is Aiden here? Okay, up next, Torian Green for October. Ayanya Reed for November. Scarlett Parker for December. Darianis Mendoza for January. Gavin Hicks for February. Hey, Gavin! Good job, Gavin.
Great job.
Yes, sir. Thanks for being here. For the month of March 2026, Ren Clunch. Hey, And then for the month of April 2026, we've got Celio Najera. All right. So we got to a round of applause for all of our Mariners again.
You want to get down there?
Yeah, we'll go down if there's just one that's still good. And we'll make sure to get those others to the recipients. Yes, ma'am.
And my principal is here, Mrs. Vicky Gow. If she can come up and join us for a photo. Thank you for your support.
Everybody look at me, we're gonna do 2 photos, ready, 1, 2, 3. One. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
That young man was like, I'm out of here.
All right.
I'll go get my ice cream. Someone promised me ice cream.
Please.
Yeah.
All right.
That's awesome.
That was great. Thank you all so much for being here. We, we love Port Royal Elementary being right here in town, right on Paris Avenue. Is it, am I correct, the second oldest school, I believe, in the state of South Carolina?
In use.
Continuously running, in use. Yep.
Yep.
That's
Like the
amazing.
oldest school in the state of South Carolina in use.
I got 2 little baby girls, can't wait
110 years old,
to when they
roughly.
can start riding their bikes to school, so.
Pretty amazing. Van went there 110 years ago.
He built it. He built it.
He was in the
So-
first graduating class.
But no, we,
That was awesome.
we really want to encourage, like I said, just having students, we've got another one coming up here in a little bit about that, but just having the youth really understand that, this town hall, this is theirs, they're a part of the community at all ages, and we want to encourage that. So that was great. Thank you, Councilman Guerrero, for your leadership on that. Up next, we've got Police Department. Chief Jeffrey Myers, if you could come on down.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. How are you doing today?
Thank you, sir. Great. How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Thank you, council, administration, everybody for letting us come up here today. Tonight we have 2 great presentations. First one is going to be from the patrol unit. I'm going to give it over to Captain Bunting, who runs the patrol unit.
Can I have PFC Palacio, Stats Arm Pool? Come on up. So tonight we're going to award Stats Arm Pool and PFC Palacios the Life Saving Award for extraordinary and decisive action on February 11th, 2026, which took place on top of the Bell Bridge. These officers rescued an individual suffering from mental health crisis who was attempting to jump off the bridge. Through their swift actions and commitment to preserving life, they saved that person's life and ensured that they received medical care. Their actions reflect great credit upon themselves and the Port Royal Police Department, and I thank them both very much.
Yeah, please.
We're going to stand behind you.
Yeah, I got everybody. Okay, ready, 1, 2, 3.
All right. Thank you all very much. Great job.
Yeah, please. And the next one, Corporal Vortish, if you could please come on up.
I notice his shirt tail is in, he doesn't have a hat on, so.
Normally, I don't like to read presentations. I like to just kind of wing it and go from memory. But Corporal Vortesh is retiring, and he is retiring after 4 decades in law enforcement. That does not include his military service. That's just in law enforcement. And because of that, there's so much, and I know we're limited for time. I had the captain break this down to just one kind of paragraph for it. But it's just, if you know this man, it's a big loss to the law enforcement community. Tonight, we recognize and honor Corporal Jeff Vortish for a lifetime of service to both his country and his community. Before beginning his law enforcement career, Corporal Vortish proudly served and retired from the United States Marine Corps. In 1988, he began his law enforcement career, spending the majority of his time with the Beaufort City Police Department, where he worked extensively in the area of internet crimes against children, work that undoubtedly impacted countless lives and protected some of the most vulnerable members of our community. And with that, if you really don't know Jeff, I learned this after I got here. Jeff started working internet crimes back before most of us probably even knew what the internet was. Back in the early 90s, mid 90s, he blazed a trail for those kinds of investigations for not only the city of Beaufort, the entire county, but also the country. And he was known all over the United States for an expert in this field. So I give you kudos for that. It's a very difficult thing to investigate. Following his retirement from the Beaufort City Police Department, he continued serving others as a lieutenant over professional standards at the Beaufort County Detention Center before joining the Port Royal Police Department in 2016. During his time with Port Royal, Corporal Vortish has worn many hats. He has served in code enforcement, courtroom security, Marine Patrol, and as our evidence custodian. He was instrumental in the implementation of our Marine unit and played a major role training and mentoring other officers assigned to it. Throughout his career, one thing has remained constant: his dependability, professionalism, and willingness to help anyone who needed it. No matter the task, no matter the time, he's always been someone this department could count on. His knowledge and steady presence will certainly be missed around the department. On behalf of the town of Port Royal and the Port Royal Police Department, I'd like to thank Corporal Vortish for his decades of dedicated service and wish him nothing but the very best in his well-earned retirement. Congratulations. And with that, we have a plaque. I'd like to present Corporal Vortish. In recognition of your 10 years of dedicated service to the Port Royal Police Department and 38 years in law enforcement, your experience and leadership have helped shape this department, leaving a lasting legacy within the profession. Your decades of service, commitment, and example have set a standard that will continue to guide those who follow. Your impact will be felt long after your retirement. May you enjoy fair winds and following seas in your well-earned retirement. Thank you, Jeff.
Jeff wanted to say a few words. Yeah, just a few here. If I could have Richard Poole, Cap McGowan, Doug, if you come up, Mason, if you come up, please, John Hogue. I had a few words prepared. It's not going to take long. I was told short, okay? I talk fast. I joined the Marine Corps in 1970, 17 years old. I retired in 1988. I joined the Beaufort Police Department as a reserve police officer. 1991, I retired from the Marine Corps, 21 years. The Beaufort PD hired me the same day I retired. I retired from them in 2008 after 20 years. I then went to work for Phil Foote at the detention center when he was a director and doing computer stuff. I was an IT guy. I wasn't a correction officer. However, I got promoted up through the ranks, became training officer, became lieutenant. And the reason I said that's important is law enforcement is a family. You are a group of people. Once you're known, you're there. I've got officers standing up here that I have dealt with, particular. Doug Seifert, candidate for sheriff. I don't know how many cases I worked with him with the sheriff's department. I've known him more than 35 years. Part of my job at the police department, the jail, was to train officers and do interviews. I hired Captain McGowan at the jail. I trained him at the jail. He's, as a lieutenant, now he's a captain, and I'm a corporal. Steve Colston, who's not here, who's doing standards at our police department now, I hired him. I work with Corporal Mason at the jail. But the funny part is, you become known. And why is that important? The person doing my job now is John Hogue. So why is John Hogue up here? I gave John Hogue his very first traffic ticket in the city of Beaufort. So your life is a circle. It always comes around from beginning to end. Well, I retired from the jail in 2015, end of 2015, joined the Beaufort Port Royal Police in 2016. And during the time, I made some great friends. And I don't have my glasses on, I can't read this. If you add the 21 years I spent in the Marine Corps, the 20 years I did in Beaufort Police, the 6 years I did with the jail, and the 10 years, and my anniversary with Port Royal is tomorrow, by the way, 10 years is tomorrow. That comes to 57. If you add 57 to 17, when I joined the Marine Corps, that comes to 74. I am 74 years old. I have been working for 57 years. However, I have made quite a few friends in Port Royal. I've enjoyed my time here. I want to thank a few people, especially Lisa, putting up with me, and Tracy, where are you at? I worked with Tracy every court date. I would come to court, and I was her bailiff, for lack of better terms. She put up with me, she had patience with me over 10 years, and she put up with my daily, weekly questions, as did Lisa. So I do have some good friends here. But it's time I stop. And I'm going to spend some time with my lovely and beautiful wife. Please stand. And Chief, I want to end this by thanking you once again for the time I had with Port Royal.
Thank you.
And I've enjoyed it. Thank you.
Be missed. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Yeah, let's get everybody up here.
All of law enforcement, come on. All of you.
Everybody got it.
See, the trick, you got you up here first. Let's see what happened.
Let us know if you have any.
Yeah, but I'm gonna come give you a hug once we got a picture. I'm gonna hug you now.
I'm gonna need a stepstone back here soon. Captain Matthew, stand up.
You getting them all? Oh, wow.
Everybody see me? All right, we're gonna try to get everybody's eyes open. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Maybe one more. Okay, here we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Hold that.
Perfect.
All right.
I reverted back to the past.
Thank you, Counsel.
Thank you.
I'll get it to
Portage, thank you for what you've done.
Our twin.
I worked in Low Country Medical Group, Beaufort Memorial for 17 years. Retired. And I knew him from the.
Kevin Phillips.
Kevin
All right.
Phillips.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am, absolutely.
I worked for Law-Based Schools for 30 years.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Retired again?
Oh, man, it'll be great, though.
Get on that train.
That's right. Get on
It'll be
the-
great. Sounds like y'all got plans. Yes,
Great.
ma'am.
Have a good retirement.
Congratulations.
Yeah, something like that.
That's a lifetime of protecting, serving others, a lifetime. Since he was 17 years old. That's
Wow.
awesome. Incredible.
No, yeah, thank you, Chief. Those, you meet men and women like that, really makes you think, like you heard, 57 years of service to the country, to the county, to his community. It's really something special. World needs more men and women like that. So we're all appreciative to those, like I said, the men and women that dedicate themselves to us, really. So thank you all. Now this, after something like that makes this next one, come on, now we gotta talk about us. Up next, the Municipal Association of South Carolina, we have a presentation. That's an organization that we're a part of. Every municipality in the state of South Carolina is a part of it. We look forward to it every year. We get together up in Columbia and really spend a lot of time with other mayors, other councils. It's a great way for us to learn things that are going on around the state, what's working, what's not working, and how we can just serve the town better. So we do have Ms. Desiree with us right here. She's works for the MASC.
Yes.
And again, that is the Municipal Association of South Carolina, and you can let us all know why we're blessed with your presence tonight.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. Always a pleasure to see you all, Mayor and Council, the staff, all wonderful staff that you have. That was an incredible presentation. Makes me really happy to see folks like that being recognized by their local government. Well, lucky for you, Mayor and Council, you all get an award today, too. You've been giving out plaques, recognizing folks, and I'm here to do that for you all. This year, the Town Council for Port Royal gets a recognition from the association on behalf of the association, recognizing another year where all members of this policy-setting body are graduates from the Municipal Elected Officials Institute. Not a lot of councils get to have this honor, so we always want to make a big deal out of it and come present to you all at your council meetings, again, to recognize your commitment, to recognize the time and the effort that you're putting on behalf of your community, right? To ensure that you have the skills and the resources and the knowledge that you need to be able to face the challenges that your community is facing. So I want to commend you. Congratulations for receiving this award again this year. And I want to encourage you to continue your journey of learning about local governance and local government and municipal issues by pursuing the advanced MEO. I think that some of you are already doing that, so I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to see you all hopefully in July at the annual meeting in Greenville, where you'll have another opportunity to network, as the mayor was explaining, a great opportunity to network with other folks around the state, learn from each other, and continue to learn.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot.
There-
How many municipalities in South Carolina are there total? And then how many are certified like this?
So there's 271 cities and towns in the state. I believe this year there's only about 11 that receive this recognition.
We're one of the
Wow.
11.
Yes,
Awesome.
congratulations. All right. Well, I will give this to you, Mayor.
Yeah, we'll come down, we'll take a picture with you down there.
And I hope you display this.
came all the way here.
Yes, absolutely. Always a good reason for that. Oh, yeah. Both sides are good.
Oh, there you go.
I'm joking, it's the right side. I'll give that one to you.
Okay, here we go, ready, 1, 2, 3.
Eyes were open?
I took multiple shots. I took multiple. Work.
Good seeing you.
All right. And we just let the good times keep rolling. Up next, we do have a presentation from the Friends of the Cypress Wetlands, our scholarship awards this year. Mr. Scott Clark is here, and I see a lot of matching shirts, so thank you for the board being here as well, too. So,
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
yes, sir, thank you.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for the proclamation last week for Wetlands Week. Wetlands Week is in full swing, and I can say that the community participation is very strong. And as part of Wetlands Week, I'm here tonight to award the annual Friends of Port Royal Cypress Wetlands Scholarship recipients. But before I go any further, I would like to recognize several of the board members who showed up tonight. Bill Antwistle, Megan LaFountain, Elisa Avery, Tricia Fidrich, Carissa Kane, Holly Ream, and two that aren't present but are here in spirit, Megan Carew and Joe Schmidt. So last year was our first year for awarding scholarships, and as you may recall, we only awarded one scholarship last year. This year, the board initially decided to award 3 scholarships. However, after receiving so many strong applications, the board has decided to award 4 scholarships this year. Each recipient will receive a check from the Friends of Port Royal Cypress Wetlands for $1,000 going towards their school expenses. This year, we have 2 recipients from Battery Creek High School and 2 from Beaufort High School. I will announce all 4 names at the end, and then we'll come up and get their awards and take some pictures. So let's start with Battery Creek High School. First up is Zeta Pruitt. She will graduate with an adjusted GPA of 4.771 out of 4. She is a student body president at Battery Creek, a varsity cheerleader, is very involved in community service, and will attend the College of Charleston in the fall, majoring in commercial real estate finance and a minor in communications.
Go Cougars.
Next up, Michaela Wilson. Michaela will graduate with an adjusted GPA of 4.782. She is an active member of the National Honor Society, is the co-captain of the basketball team, the volleyball team, and the soccer team. She is also very involved in community service and will be attending Georgia Southern in the fall, majoring in health sciences. Now the 2 students from Beaufort High School. First up is Piper Kennedy. Piper will graduate with an adjusted GPA of 5.066. She has held leadership roles in numerous school organizations, is also a member of the National Honor Society. She too is very involved in community service and will be attending Northeastern University in the fall, majoring in human services and international affairs. And last but certainly not least, Julia Denton. She will graduate with an adjusted GPA of 5.269. She is the vice president of Create Club, a writer for the school newspaper, is the captain of her competitive gymnastics team, is also a member of the National Honor Society, and will be attending Clemson University in the fall,
Go Tigers.
majoring in biology sciences. So now I'd like everybody to come up, please, and accept their award.
Congratulations.
Yes,
That's amazing.
Come on, board.
Let's go, board.
Tell Mommy she can do it.
Don't either.
Yeah, get her up there.
Everybody? Okay, here we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it.
Great.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
Zeta.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Keep that Tigers going.
I've known you your whole life. How about that? Congratulations.
That's super cool.
Do that. I'll tell Miss Tina.
Go Tigers.
Practicing the pitch line.
No, you're okay.
Practicing the company line.
Wow.
I love things like this.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank you all
Great
very
job,
much.
ladies.
Yes, sir.
Awesome job.
keep it up.
Hey, Terrence,
Terrence.
congratulations. See you,
See you
buddy.
later.
I'm gonna send that picture
What did I say?
to Terrence.
Takes after a mom.
I'm gonna send that picture, I'm gonna send that picture to Glenn.
Great job.
All right.
And he's the work. You know him, the green.
His sister is my classmate in the other
Clean
one's
house.
my best friend.
Look at the crowd
Wow.
going.
That's good.
It's a good meeting there.
That's pretty awesome.
House of business.
That's it.
There was a lot of good things tonight.
That was a good one, huh?
No, that was awesome. Do we have to do anything else, or we just
Go home?
just wrap it up? Yeah.
Fine with me.
Bunch these together and call it.
Yeah.
All in favor, approved, good, yeah. No, that was great. When I was in high school, I didn't even know you could get over a 4.0, so
I didn't either.
people had over 5s. I didn't know that was a thing. That's amazing. So, wow. And hopefully, I like to see it. We started off with the Mariners of the Month. I like to think in a couple of years, you might have some Mariners of the Month getting a Friends of the Cypress Wetlands scholarship in the future. So that was really, really, really beautiful. 4 presentations. Yeah, like I said, now we got to
Get to work.
get to the business. Okay, all right. Up next, council briefing.
Covered extensively last week, just one update. Obviously, we are nearing the end of the legislative session, and we had hoped that the property tax exemption loophole would have been addressed through some sort of legislation or an amendment to the legislation or a complete addressing of the code issue. However, we were informed that it will not be taken up this session. And from what we have gathered, there may be some sort of, for lack of a better term, moratorium on accepting additional applications by the DOR, South Carolina Department of Revenue, for additional apartment complexes requesting the exemption based upon the current law. That abeyance would be through June of '27. I'm not sure mechanically how that works. I don't know under what authority the speaker would institute that sort of moratorium, but it gives us some time to address this loophole more completely. Obviously, from what we've gathered, there are other communities that have been impacted by this. Obviously, Rock Hill was started this ball rolling, then we Chicken Littled it all over the state, and it is, we've seen an uptick, obviously, in the applications. We're aware of at least 2 or 3 more in the town of Port Royal, and the impact of this is evident. We just had our budget workshop earlier this evening, and the glaring deficit that we're staring at in the face right now would be easily addressed if this exemption had not been exploited. So that is the update I bring you on that. I just would encourage everyone to interface with their legislative delegation until the sessions start next year. We will certainly be active, and hopefully we'll address potential grandfathering or lack of grandfathering, and proofing of this, requiring more sensible percentage of corporate structure being used for the exemption purposes, and that there's truly an effort to address affordable housing, but not at the expense of municipalities, and not at the expense of using a loophole to dedicate 0.1% of your corporate structure to a 100% tax exemption. So that's what I have.
Well,
And
the
there was a
good
little
news
bit
is
of preaching there, but
The
whatever.
good news is there was no time to bring this to the floor, but we brought a whole redistricting map overnight.
Yes.
That was encouraging to me.
Yes.
I was super excited about that.
Right.
So that's wonderful. Again, Van, thanks for all your efforts and the staff and what you guys do, how you guys do the math that you do. Because it looks different to us. It's critical for us to continue to share that with the public. The way we look at numbers is very different the way you look at numbers, because we are the body that gives, and you're the one that's like, where am I getting it from? So again, we really appreciate that and the updates for this, buddy, and again, I hope we can get through this thing, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah, like you said, the grandfathering is gonna be the big issue going forward with that, you know? Which makes, you know, again, we all file our taxes every year. We have to show certain things every year, so that should be applied to everybody, so.
Checks and balances.
So, but like you said, we'll see, we've got time to work on it, so, and again, we'll see what we can do here at the local level.
It is
Okay.
election year.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's election year.
Anything else for council briefing?
No, unless you guys have questions.
No.
Questions of staff?
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Second readings, up first, 2026-7, an ordinance to authorize the town, well, hold up.
we do public comment?
We do have public comment, but I did not get any public comments for agenda items, so.
Awesome.
I just knew that, so. So second reading, 2026-7, an ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 11, parcel 69, better yet known as 909 8th Street. Talking about 37.45 feet of sidewalk. I entertain a motion that we approve.
So move.
Second.
Any discussions, comments? All right, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay. Up next for first readings, we got more sidewalks. 2026-8, an ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey real excess property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcel 109A, better yet known as 1108 14th Street. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
So, second.
Any discussion, comments?
No, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Up next, 2026-9, an ordinance to amend as follows, Section 1 of Ordinance 2025-5 to provide for the levy of taxes for ordinary town purposes in the town of Port Royal, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026, and to provide for the expenditures thereof. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Any discussions or comments?
No, sir.
Just to let everybody know, we do this every year. We pass the budget in name essentially only. Like you heard, we're in the middle of budget workshops. We've done two. We've got one more coming up. This just keeps us on our schedule so we can get the budget passed for our fiscal year and then also pass our balanced budget. So again, that is what this is right now. This is not the finalization of the budget. We do have another workshop and a second reading on the budget coming up in June. So all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Up next is 2026-10, an ordinance to authorize the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as Beaufort County Tax District 110, map 10, parcel 114, better yet known as 1102 15th Street and Madrid Avenue. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions?
None.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Up next, we are talking about sidewalks, and this sidewalk is on a piece of property that my wife and I own, and so I will be recusing myself from this ordinance and turning it over to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Awesome. So the ordinance we're looking at is 2026-11, an ordinance authorizing the town manager to convey excess real property to facilitate construction of sidewalks within the town described as Beaufort County Tax District Map 110, Map 10, Parcel 087A, also known as 1111 12th Street, approximately 100 feet. I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor? Aye.
All right. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, yes, that was great.
Wait a minute.
So no, and this is, now that I'm going through the process of the sidewalk program, I've been trying to sing it to everybody. It's a really cool thing that the town does. And basically what it is a way to encourage sidewalks development throughout the town and to try to bear that burden out from a town that doesn't have, as we heard, not the largest budget. And so essentially what you do is you come to the town will deed you 8 feet of your right-of-way, making your lot a little bit bigger. So like not enough room to build a house on it or anything like that, but deed you 8 feet of the right-of-way. if you build the sidewalk, then the town will pay for half of that cost. So it's a way for you to get a sidewalk, it's a way for you to save some cost, and like I said, they will deed you that 8 feet back to you. So it's a really unique program. I'm learning a lot going through it with my wife for this property on 12th Street, so.
It encourages a walkable community.
Absolutely. It's a way to get it done, a very creative way to get it done, so. There you go.
If you build it, they will come, right?
Yes.
That's the thing.
Except for you.
Okay. All right, that is it for first and second readings. Up next is a resolution, 5-2026. I'll turn that over to Mr. Van Willis.
Yeah, basically, we're going to pursue another community development block grant for the expansion of sewer in the Casablanca area, and as a requirement of the grant submittal, requires an endorsement via resolution of that project, and it also outlines what our financial costs would be associated with that. The match for this particular request is $174,300. Obviously, the total project costs are roughly about $500,000. And just, this is the extension of sewer to low to moderate income homes in the Casablanca area.
Okay. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions, comments?
Question. Is this the, where the surveys were sent out?
Yes.
So what type of response have we received back from this?
We still have some non-responses, and I imagine they will respond once they realize that they're responsible for paying the tapping capacity fees as well as the plumbing costs to attach themselves to the sewer system.
If they don't.
And then amazingly, they fill out those surveys.
Surveys, right, okay.
We'll offer that service like we've done in the past, provided they fill out the paperwork, et cetera.
Correct. If they qualify.
If they qualify, right.
Thank you.
What happens if they don't fill it out?
Then they'll be billed by Buford Jasper.
And it ain't cheap.
No.
Gotcha.
So I would encourage everyone to fill it out.
I was doing so, yes.
Yeah, and do we know how many homes this will affect?
26.
Okay. And do we know how many
Submitted.
we've been able to make contact with?
They've repeated efforts,
I know.
walking the neighborhoods constantly. And a lot of them have responded. I think we're still missing 3 or 4.
In October.
Okay, gotcha. That's
Okay.
good. Okay.
I've been telling them to fill it out. yeah.
Good, okay.
That's good.
All right, 3 or 4, okay, gotcha. It wasn't gonna be like, we've only got 3 or 4 in.
No.
Okay, good. All right. Well, hearing any other questions or comments from council?
No, sir.
Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
For a resolution. Up next is council action. Council action, we've got adoption of a new sidewalk policy. Speaking of sidewalks, if you kind of want to just give us an update here. I'm correct in the overview I just gave was pretty much still the same. This just kind of the sidewalks need to match, essentially, is what we're talking, is what this does. So if you want to give any quick update on it.
Just with the sidewalks that we, Noah and I were a part of with the GEO bond, we learned a lot during that time.
Yeah.
There's obstacles of trees, there's different terms of tool joints and expansion joints, and there's a difference of how far apart they should be. So we learned a lot during the process and from the contractor, and we wanted to have in this document that it was something that the residents could look at and know exactly what we're looking for. There's a process of where once it gets framed up, we'll go out to inspect, make sure that it's the way that it should be. Then we'll follow up after it's been poured, make sure everything looks good, and then we can do the process for the 8-foot deed.
Yeah, so like I said, it just kind of formalizes it a little bit more for everybody instead of having a completely different sidewalk here and a completely different sidewalk there. So, okay. I'll entertain a motion that we adopt the new sidewalk policy.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions or questions from staff or for staff? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Up next, approval of a paving contract on Rose Street.
Thank you.
Yeah, obviously Rose Street is in desperate need of improvement. We received a bid from Blythe Construction in the amount of $40,567.90. I rounded up a little. And so I'm seeking approval from council to move forward with that contract.
I make a motion to approve the paving contract on Rose Street at $40,567.90.
I'll second.
Long overdue.
I'll second.
Any discussions, questions, comments?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Is there a tentative schedule out there?
It was a quick turnaround.
Okay.
The contractor did confirm that with me.
Okay. And have we notified the residents that live along that street, or?
Well, once we get approval, then as soon as we have that, and I know the time frame.
Right. Thank you for doing that. I think that's awesome. Appreciate it.
It's awesome.
Okay. Any other questions, comments from council? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Up next, approval of a golf cart purchase.
What's that?
Obviously, as we discussed it last week, we're looking for approval for an up to amount of $13,000. Now, we were quoted around 12 and some change, depending on what our trade-in value is for the golf cart that y'all like to push around a lot. We'll know what the net of that is.
Just so y'all know that we were driving in a parade and it broke down and we ended up having to push it out the street. So we've decided we don't like that one anymore.
Well, it's dead at this point, right?
Not quite.
Yeah.
Not quite. I haven't put a bullet in it,
It's
but.
got a look.
Can we use that? Can we get anything for
Oh,
that?
yeah, we'll get something for it. I mean, it can be parted out.
Right.
Okay. And just so everyone knows that, that's something that, we use for any kind, we're in any parades, we've got stuff going up around the town. Staff uses it as well, too, to get around, and it's used for,
Festivals.
not just, it's used by a lot of the town staff to kind of get around town and do certain, whatever events are going on. And I saw during Earth Day, the staff was using it, riding around on it, so then, that's when it died. It died on
Second
Earth
time.
Day.
Earth Day.
Huh?
Earth Day was like not happening.
Yeah.
Gas guzzler.
We were picking up too much trash.
It's just a little payback for the parade.
So, all right, well, thank you all for looking into that and getting, like I said, a really good price on that. And again, like you said, we'll get something for the broken down one. All right. Entertain a motion that we approve the golf cart purchase.
So moved.
Second.
All right, any more questions or comments from staff? Nope. All right, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay,
Let's play ball.
thank you. Up next, important dates.
All right, Friday, May 15th at 8:30 a.m. at AMVETS is the Honor Flight Savannah departure event. Anybody want to talk about that a little bit? You good? All right.
It's the last one.
It's the
There
last
won't
one
be
I'm
any
doing.
more.
Yeah.
Wow.
There should be, I've been told there's gonna be a lot of students there, starts at 8:30, it's really great, it's,
I attended last year.
yeah, it's an opportunity, they bring a lot of veterans, this is the Savannah Low Country region area, so guys come in from all over the Low Country, they hop on, this bus, and they essentially they get a free trip up to Washington DC, and they go up there and they tour the memorials, and again, it's no cost to these veterans, majority of these guys will be Vietnam vets, it's just getting to that age group. And so it's really good. It means a lot to them. Again, it's no cost to them. They get a trip. They go up to Washington, D.C. They get to spend some time with some of their, colleagues, not the word, but fellow veterans, and tour Washington, D.C. and the monuments. And it's really cool that they leave from Port Royal. So we get to, say goodbye, say thank you, and kind of wave them off and say a few words. And again, I think there's going to be a lot of students there this time. It should be a big one because, again, it is the last one. So they've been doing it for over 20 years, I believe. This was the last one. So if you can make it out Friday morning.
Saturday, May 16th, the Spring Fling Festival at Low Country Montessori School from 12 to 4 p.m. Wednesday, May 20th, the 16th Annual VA 2K Walk and Roll at Naval Heritage Park from 11 to 2. Thursday, May 21st, the Historic Port Royal Foundation third Thursday at Live Oak Parks from 5:30 to 7:30. Saturday, May 23rd, at 6 p.m. If we get sound and the weather cooperates, 6 p.m. Street music on Paris Avenue. Then on Monday, May 25th, Memorial Day, our offices will be closed.
That street music this past week was really, really good.
That was awesome. That was a
Amazing.
great kickoff.
I was just thrilled to see so many young kids out there,
He was.
just running around and dancing and
We found a
families.
guitar player.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was super
It was
cute.
a lot of fun, and that guy was really good. And they played on into the night.
Mhm.
We got a late start, but they played into the night. They really did a good job, so thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of my
The
favorite
weather
ones.
was
Like you said,
great.
the kids really made it for me. That
Yeah,
was-
they did.
that-
I've never
that-
seen that
oh,
many
yeah.
kids out there running,
Oh,
dancing,
It was awesome.
and that one kid with the ukulele.
With his
and-
hat turned backwards.
It was real cute.
Y'all would have had to seen it, but this little boy had his hat backwards, and he's playing the guitar, and then he stops holding the guitar to tune his guitar. And he couldn't have been more than 2, 3 years old.
He was into
He
it.
was precious.
He was. No, that was great. Look
Good
forward to
time
that
for
every year.
Royal.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right.
Okay. Any other dates anyone like to add? All right. And as I always remind anyone, if you do have anything out there for any kind of events in town and you'd like us to help promote, push out, please let us know. We'll see what we can do. Up next, public comment for non-agenda items. I have received 2. Up first, we have Mr. Michael J.D. Anderson. I'd like to come forward. Just a reminder, public comments, you get 3 minutes, but good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, sir.
It'll be quick, don't worry. Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Michael J.D. Anderson. I'm running for Beaufort County Council District 4, which includes most of the town of Port Royal, as y'all are aware. I wanted to come tonight, simply introduce myself, put a face to the name. By profession, I'm an accountant here at a local CPA firm. Before that, I actually used to work with Lisa at the Beaufort County Auditor's Office. And before that, I was a special advisor for the Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection out of Washington, D.C. Locally, I also serve on the Beaufort City Parks and Tree Advisory Committee as well. So we've made great strides in the city of Beaufort to protect our environment and also cut back on terms of tree cutting down and development. Reason I'm running is pretty simple. I believe that county government needs to get back to core functions and long-term planning, growth, infrastructure, public safety, drainage, roads, protecting the character of the community. I think actually Port Royal's probably done a exemplary job of all the municipalities in this area in regards to that. So you guys have really led the charge and spearheaded a lot of the care for your community. I'll be honest, I'm not really here to kind of make any campaign speech, but I just wanted to kind of put my name to a face. I know some of you all already know me pretty well, so if you have any questions or anything, I'm always available. My door's always open, my phone's always on, and if you need me to come over, to look at something, I'm happy to do that. So thank you, appreciate it, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Anderson.
Thanks for being here.
And thank you for your willingness to serve, We have this, we live in the, representative democracy, and it takes people willing to stand up and represent to do that. So thank you for that. Up next, we do have one more public comment for Mr. Doug Seifert. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good, how you doing, sir?
Good, good.
Good. Well, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Council. I really appreciate it. Staff. Obviously, I'm running for sheriff for Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, and just want to let you know that I used to have been a councilman back where I'm from, back in Ohio. So my hat goes off to each and one of you, including the staff. I know how that is. Sometimes it's a thankless job, but you do it for the service, for the people and the residents and everything, and that's why I'm in public service as well. So I just want to thank you, everybody, for allowing me to speak and make sure that everybody gets out there to vote on June 9th. And I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Absolutely. All right, seeing no more public comments, now we'll move into council comments. I'll start on my right over here. Mayor Pro Tem.
Awesome, thank you, Mayor. So the only thing I need to share is I missed street music. It was heavy on my heart that I wasn't here with you guys for that one, and I was really looking forward to that show, to that set. But I did have the opportunity to attend the Operation Patriots Fob concert for our heroes, and I'll say a couple things about that. So we sold over 3,700 tickets for that thing. And I'll say next, if you have never been to a Lee Brice concert, you got to show up for one. That guy can put on a show. More than that, what was more special was the time that he, Craig Campbell, Rick Trevino, and the whole set gave that whole week leading up to it, to the FOB. And so the FOB, what they do as they lead up to that concert, they select a group of veterans and they give them, they like wine and dine them for that whole week. They get them through the whole experience. And so everybody that's going to be showing there, Randy Couture as well, he's a great partner with them for some stuff. They get to spend time with the amount of time that these artists gave. And I told my wife, like, I don't get starstruck. It's just not it's not in my bones. But man, watching them interact with these veterans and our first responders all week long, and seeing how much time their time is valuable, I guess. And I was like, man, I wanted to be more excited than I was around them because of what they did. So again, for everyone, all the sponsors that came out there to make that happen for us, the town, of Ridgeland, Jasper County, I really got to give them some kudos because they put a lot of their equity into that thing. But it's because of how close it is to them and how much it does for the residents in the immediate area there. And other sponsors, I won't go, but yeah, if you've never been to an Operation Patriots Fob concert or their Dinner for Our Heroes that comes up in November, you have to. They put on a good show, and more importantly, they take care of the community right around them. None of the money that OpFob gets leaves more than 40 miles radius, so it stays in the low country. We know exactly who it is, what it is, and who it goes to. Over 94 cents on the dollar goes to all their efforts, and every service to veterans, first responders, nurses, EMS, everybody, and their families is all free out there. So again, if you are one of those veterans who hasn't met Operation Patriots Fob, get with me or go to opfob.org and get yourself signed up. All it takes is an email address. That's it. And they don't send you junk mail. So that's the best part about it. They send you meaningful correspondence. So thanks for that, Mayor and Council, for letting me do that and for excusing me at street music. I know we like to be at places together. It's important for our community to see us that way. But man, I had to shoot myself in the foot and act sick and then go over there. So it was an extremely busy weekend for us last weekend, and I appreciate it, man. I'm just so proud of the things that we're doing. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Councilwoman.
And I just want to say, hearing tonight, everything that we did tonight, and when you listen to the different people talk, it's us working together. The community, the different committees, the town, police department, fire department, we're one group. And Port Royal has shined in that area. Port Royal has come out and let people know we are a community that sticks together. I know we joke amongst us, and this is one of the best councils I think we've ever had. We all get along, we do what we need to for the community. It's important to us to make this community that's something that all of us are proud of, and I think that we've done an extreme job, and I just want to say thank you to my counterparts here, to my employees and my community, and the people that serve in those the museum, the wetlands. I mean, we couldn't do that without you, and it is really an honor to be a part of a town that takes that much interest from their community. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You gotta follow that.
Ditto.
What she said. What a great council meeting tonight. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good things, so, thank you.
Absolutely. I just kind of piggyback on that. Like, as you heard, we had our budget workshop earlier. We got some hiccups in the road. We got some issues to deal with. But one thing that I'm really proud of, like, you were saying with this group, with this staff, is, when the going gets tough, when you run into problems, when you unexpected problems, that's when you really, kind of. Some councils, it tears them apart. Some groups, that's when people start pointing fingers. That's when you start having real problems and really find who people are. But I feel like this council and this community really, when we have problems, it really just makes us stronger and brings us together. And so, as we talked about earlier, we're going to be all right. And we're going to, like I said, just keep shining as we are. So thank you again, like you said, to the council members and everyone that came here tonight. That was a great presentations. Those are so fun. With that, anything else from council?
No, sir.
Okay, we do have an executive session to discuss legal matters regarding Safe Harbor, so I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So we're going executive session. We'll come out, potentially take some action, potentially not. We'll see you on the other side. That's awesome. All right, thank you. We are now, I'll entertain a motion that we exit executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, we did have a executive session to discuss legal matters regarding safe harbor. No action was taken. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Good night, Paul.